Hey guys, how are you? My name's Alfredo Roman from Professional Roofers. I'm actually one of the estimators of the company. And this is our first podcast, yeah, this is exciting stuff.
I'm very excited for this.
Today we're interviewing our first ever interview actually is Bhavik from Eagleview. Bhavik, introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. First of all, thanks Alfredo for having me here.
No, thank you
Uh,
for coming, man. This is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, no, this is really awesome. I guess professional roofers in general is awesome. Yeah, so just to introduce myself, I'm with Eagleview since last 1.5 year. I'm regional sales manager for entire Canada.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
So you will see me traveling all across Canada, maybe 2 weeks out of 4 weeks in a month. I travel a lot, and that's the way I learn a lot.
Do you like it though? Like,
You know what? Who doesn't like to get, to travel and get paid for that?
yeah, exactly. See all
Yeah,
Canada.
yeah.
Where have you been, if I may ask? Like,
So I think I've been to almost all the provinces, except some Northwest territories and stuff. But I've been to Nova Scotia, I've been to New Brunswick, I've been to Alberta, Calgary, Edmonton. Name some small regions of Alberta. I've been there. Been to British Columbia, Vancouver, Victoria, Nanaimo Island. Uh, I think Ottawa is the area where I've not been for Eagleview so far.
oh yeah?
Yeah, but I got to go someday for sure. But in Ontario, I've traveled to all good major cities. Sudbury, I've been there. London, been there. So basically, with Eagleview, I'm traveling all across Canada, and I'm very passionate about helping roofing contractors there. They're very happy to see me whenever I go there. So I think I'm making a big impact with Eagleview. Yeah.
So I was gonna ask you, man, because roofers are a dime a dozen, right? Are roofers very different all across Canada? You find it like
Oh
for each
yeah.
province to province you go, you know?
I would say yes. I'm actually surprised sometimes, how provinces or makes differences. Like on the west coast versus the east coast, things are different. Like I can understand the markets are different too. Like for example, Calgary is more hill-driven market, more impact there for the roofing industry. A lot of insurance claims passing there. Uh, but when I see New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, I'm even more surprised like how things are different there. Like if I take an example of New Brunswick, a lot of big roofing contractors are coding virtually. They're not going to the site and meeting the homeowner in person. They believe in the process of coding virtually,
Oh yeah.
and they're still closing and they're still doing
So a little
great.
bit more old school mentality. You're saying like.
Yeah, yeah. Like in especially in Ontario, in the Toronto market, I see. Uh, this market is huge, by the way, in Toronto market, but I see more traditional things out here than over there actually.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised. Like every province works different, and every roofing contractor is different in their own journey. So it's pretty interesting to see how things change according to geography.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool because Eagleview is American. Yeah.
It's an American company headquartered out of Seattle.
So then, how do you get into Eagleview? What's your background in?
Yeah, good question. So, well, I'm a mechanical engineer.
Oh no way! That's awesome. Hey, dude, that's cool, man.
Mechanical engineer, and I've always been in technical sales all my life. I worked for a company called Hilti Tools. I've dealt in construction industry for long, and so my experience with construction industries goes a long back. And then after working for about 5 years in India within construction industry, I always wanted to do something more than being a sales rep,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I wanted to understand business in general. So I decided to go for my Masters of International Business at Tufts University, Boston. I did my masters there a couple of years, and after a couple of years, I worked in a tech company in US for about 8 to 10 months.
Yeah.
Because of H-1B visa restrictions for international things and stuff, uh, I decided to move to Canada, and since 2019, I'm in Canada, and then this year I just became a citizen. So
Oh, congratulations, hey, dude! Congratulations,
thank
man.
you, thank you. So yeah, I'm pretty happy to be here in Canada, and I worked in different industries in Canada. Like I worked in building maintenance, facilities maintenance, water treatment industry before
Yeah.
joining Eagleview. But since my experience with construction industries goes long back with Hilti, and my experience of dealing with customers directly had much relevance with this role. I got an opportunity with Eagleview, last summer, and I joined then.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So it was like you went on LinkedIn and you found a job
Yeah, yeah,
posting,
yeah,
or was it through
yeah.
word of mouth?
No, it was through LinkedIn. I was just looking for opportunities, and I came across this role. I found it interesting, and I applied for it. And a few days later, I'm here.
Yeah. So I'm sure everybody's asking because a lot of people don't know what Eagleview is. It's new to Canada. What is Eagleview? Like, what is it?
Yeah. So, thanks for asking this question, because I think among all the companies I've worked in the past, actually, this is the first company where I can say like Eagleview is a verb. Basically, it's a verb. When people say that, hey, order Eagleview for the house, what that's really cool, because what it really means is that, hey, order accurate roof measurement report for this house. So Eagleview is basically a verb in the roofing industry, where people don't say, hey, order roof measurement report. People say order Eagleview for the house. And when they get ultra accurate aerial measurement reports, which has detailed length measurements like all the hips, ridges, valleys, rakes, eaves, pitches, and whatnot, everything what a roofing contractor needs with the waste factor, everything is there in our premium roof reports. And you get that consistently with 98% of accuracy. I think Eagleview has taken the industry by storm. Since 2007, we have been doing this, and we have changed the technology landscape in the roofing industry.
2007. So from 2007. So what's its history? So somebody was like, I want to do this for roofing, or how did it come to be? The whole history. That's what I was asking.
Yeah. So
is it just for roofing, Eagleview? Is it for other industries? It's just
So Eagleview in general, serves a lot of different industries. It serves construction, which is what we are discussing today, roofing contractors. But Eagleview also serves insurance, utilities, solar, government. So Eagleview serves 5 different industries, and has good presence in each one of them. Every industry has its own application. But you can imagine, a company which is in geographical information systems, industry, where a company that has, basically started the process of, understanding how things can be more accurate for the contractors out there.
yeah.
Because satellite is available. Satellite is wide available for all the homeowners, for roofing contractors, for every single person. But the issue with satellite is it's as you zoom in, it gets blurry. Right, it's further away from the Earth's surface. You can't get clarity. So Eagleview, long ago realized that, okay, we need something more clearer, and in order for roofing contractors to be successful, we need something that can get the right pitch for the roof, and you can never get a right pitch of the roof from the top down view. So Eagleview started this process of flying its own aircraft. So right now Eagleview has more than 130 airplanes flying across North America every single day, covering certain geography. It has its own crew, own fleet. It has its own camera systems that we assemble, and then we also grind our own lenses in Rochester, New York. So
Oh, wow.
we take control of the entire process, and we make sure we do huge investments in making sure that roof contractors become successful, because we want to give them accurate data every single time that they can rely on and grow their business. So right now, Eagleview is, as we speak, every single day on an average, Eagleview does 30,000 roof reports. So that's more than 1,000 reports an hour. So imagine the impact that we're having in the industry.
So another thing I was going to ask you, because I know, 2007, and you came to work for Eagleview in 2019 in Canada.
Yeah.
You were saying. So Eagleview is new in Canada.
Eagleview has been around in Canada since, I guess, 2013 or 2012. Has been there for quite a long. What happens with Eagleview is, like, every year we fly our aircrafts in new areas and cover new geography or cover new construction. So we try to fly in a given area twice a year. Obviously, United States, we have more presence, more contractors. It's a whole different ball game for Eagleview in US. But in Canada, we are investing pretty heavily. So far before me, they always used to have somebody coming from US and dealing directly with roofing contractors. But they have realized that, okay, in order to be just to replicate the success they had in US, they need somebody on the ground in Canada to talk directly with roofing contractors and solve their problems. So here I am. I'm their first guy whom they hired in construction division.
Hey, that's awesome.
Canada.
Yeah, get in there, right?
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you, so we're behind. So you've seen roofing from the States compared to the Canadian market. Do you think we're behind in technology in that sense? Because
unfortunately, yes.
Like how would you say, like?
Yeah, I think
reporting and everything, or?
I think the thing with Canada is, like, it is so segregated in terms of how the contractors are involved. Companies like professional roofers, or companies like some big top-notch companies like you in the Toronto area or across Canada, they have evolved. They have come a long way, but there are still, I would say 70 to 80% contractors out there in Canada where which still relies on traditional methods of climbing the roofs, measuring the roofs by hand, or they just don't believe in technology. They believe that okay, they are a one-man army, two-man army, and they can accomplish, a lot of different things. But as that uh, things technology is a key player that can come to help basically that can fill the
Yeah.
gaps. And right now the market is where there are a lot of gaps. There is scarcity in terms of labor. There are some other challenges. The prices are increasing crazy. So I think it's a good time for Canada to catch up with US in terms of implementing new technologies, and think beyond, hey, what it's going to cost me initially. They need to think about the larger picture, how they can scale their business.
I agree with you 100%. Even I see it, to be honest, in the Canadian market because, you know, the roofer mentality, I guess in Canada, I don't know about all. Well, I guess in Ontario, it's my dad was a roofer. I'm gonna know by roof by this way, and we do this like this here. So I think adding things like Eagleview and new technology to the roof industry is a way to evolve. It's better for customers, good for look more professional. That's the
Exactly.
idea, right? Plus, it's also to make everything more efficient. I
Exactly.
think Eagleview is a great tool because some house I do, there's 3, 4, 5 pitches, different pitches to measure each piece. It takes time and effort, right? So you should do like Eagleview. I see the benefit in that. The other thing I was going to ask you though is, because you guys are evolving so fast and technology is evolving so fast, in the next 10 years, where are you guys going to be? I know there's a problem with lead time with Eagleview. So an average report takes the basics 30 minutes, yeah?
Yeah. So
Can you go
we
over the basics, the options, and then...
sure. So we have a report called Bid Perfect,
Uh-huh.
and that report is called Bid Perfect because we want contractors to bid quickly and perfect, like and have the exact squares, total area for the roof, and get that across and in their quote and give to the
Yeah.
homeowners. Maybe that report could be used to pre-qualify the homeowner, or that report could be used to kind of give a quote initially and then upgrade it to the premium roof report. But that report comes to you within 30 minutes.
That's
And
the
30 minutes is not long time. You're getting accurate number of squares of the roof, total area of the roof. You're getting up to 4 different pitch for the roof. You're getting the suggested waste factor. You're getting all the images taken from the aircraft, all within 30 minutes. I think that's a pretty good report to have. And then we have is our best flagship product is premium roof reports.
Uh-huh.
And um, lead time, when you say like it's a lot larger, I kind of differ on that, because when Eagleview started, the reports used to come in 2 to 3 days actually.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And now, as we are evolving, as the company is evolving, as things are progressing on our end, we have brought it down to 2 to 3 hours on an average for a residential roof report. So somebody, getting a report, ordering a report, sitting at their desk, planning ahead, get a report in, accurate measurements in 2 to 3 hours. I think that is something, is appreciated by, all the roofing contractors, whomsoever I talk to. They don't mind, 2 to 3 hours is nothing basically. They can plan a little bit in advance and get the
Mhm.
reports. Had it been 24 hours, then yes,
You'd be a little bit more...
it could have been a problem. But 2 to 3 hours in average is good.
But even the basic, I think it's still a good benefit because it gives me everything I need. It gives me all the pictures and square footage of the roof I need.
Exactly.
And as well as the rich and hip, which is amazing.
Yeah. So
But do you think again it's going to be fast in the future in the next 10 years? Going back
So,
to the question, like...
absolutely. So as before a few years we were 2 to 3 days behind as a lead time. Now we are 2 to 3 hours as a lead time, and obviously as we want to enhance on our technology, and we are growing our workforce and improving our quality and implementing different things. I think we want to bring it further down for sure.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah.
And then you have new... So in 10 years, where are you guys going? 'Cause now you're using planes. You were mentioning there's drones happening now.
Exactly.
You want to touch base on the drones a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So do you want me to?
Yeah, show the drone, honestly, and then
yeah.
we'll add a clip into the drone too as well, show how it works. But this is the benefit I see, and I think what customers are really gonna get the wow factor when they see us, especially, is the
Absolutely.
drone.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, tell me the drone, like what's...
Yeah, so Eagleview, this year we have launched this drone in Canada, and this has been there in US since towards the last quarter of 2022.
So again, we're late always. We're just getting.
Yes.
Is this available now? Like, can I?
So yeah, you can get this now. This has been available since last 2-3 months now, and there are a lot of early adopters of the drone in the market, and they're loving it. And the reason they're loving it because this is the first of its kind drone in the market with an autonomous technology. What I mean by autonomous is that the drone flies by itself. You don't fly it.
You just press a button and it just
You
takes
just
off.
exactly.
So that's a wow factor for customers. Customers see that and they're like,
exactly, and
they're
believe
like, what's going on here? Like, oh, so time to talk to the customer, kind of wow them a little bit with the drone.
exactly.
So how long does it take to do the measurements and
Yeah.
and all that? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. And just to touch base upon the wowing factor is that I talked to a lot of people, roofing contractors, recreational operators of drones, and every single person I speak with, they worry about crashing the drone
yeah.
because
I crashed a couple of drones to be honest,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we use drones with our company, right? We have
Yeah.
I have the Maverick Air. I think it's the Maverick Air Pro I use, and I crashed it already twice. This is my third one, because like you always have the tree there, and you're always worried about the chimneys,
Exactly.
especially when you're flying drones. Because it's complicated drones. There's a lot of trees around, a lot of obstacles.
Absolutely.
Everything's
yeah.
very close space.
Yeah.
Even though you need a license to fly it in
Absolutely.
Canada, we need a license to fly this drone.
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah. You need a license
Would
for
it
sure.
crash within trees or?
Yeah, so I'm going to touch base upon that. But yeah, I mean, that's the number one fear I hear from different contractors. Like, it takes nothing to crash a drone, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Every site is different. Like every house is different. The tree coverage, the power lines, the cables, the chimneys, everywhere you'll find different scenarios, and you want to take the best shots, but and it's so difficult to maneuver around those kind of areas. So here is the drone which has 360-degree obstacle avoidance.
Oh yeah.
And what this drone does is like it will avoid all the obstacles like trees or power lines or cables.
So how does it do that? Like, if I may ask, it's like power
Yeah.
cables.
Yeah.
Toronto. Toronto it's congested.
Congested,
Right? It's
yeah.
like everything's packed together.
Yeah.
So how does it avoid all this stuff? Like
Yeah,
lines, cables. It's,
Yeah. So as you see on this drone, like
it's a lot of
there are some
cameras.
sensors and cameras built in on the top part and even at the bottom part,
Uh-huh.
all around.
Oh yeah. I see
So
that now.
so if you see this. This has basically 360-degree obstacle avoidance technology. That's what they call, and anywhere the drone senses, okay, there's an obstacle in their way at a certain distance, it will try to avoid it. And even if you manually take the control and try to crash the drone,
It won't let you do it.
It won't let you do that. It's such amazing technology.
So I want to ask you a typical roofer question.
Yeah, sure.
They're like, what if I crash it?
Yeah,
And
that's
then they're gonna be like, are you responsible? Am I responsible for it? I know roofers, so like,
Yeah.
is that a question?
No, absolutely. That's a pretty valid question. Technologies and technologies are not 100% always guaranteed to work. Sometimes technology also fails. And the thing with this drone is we work with Skydio. This is Skydio manufactured drone, by the way. So and we have a liability coverage for all the roofing contractors, whomsoever we give. the
Oh, wow,
drone.
that's awesome.
Yeah. So we right now are giving the drones on a lease to roofing contractors, and we are giving the drone for a lease for a 6-month period in Canada.
Okay.
And in that 6 months, they can do as many jobs as they want at a flat monthly subscription pricing.
So what's the price you may ask for the drone there?
Yeah, so the pricing is different in US and in Canada. In Canada, there's the weather is more subject to extreme days and stuff. The snow comes, and so we launched it for a 6-month period, and this is just a promotional pricing right now. Like right now, we are giving this drone at a 1,000 Canadian flat pricing.
And that's for
Wow.
6 months.
So 1,000 Canadian a month. So for a 6 month, you're looking at 6,000 Canadian lease.
Okay, so it's $1,000 a month.
1,000
okay.
a month. But in that 1,000 a month, you get to do unlimited roof inspections,
Oh, so limited reports. use
unlimited
as much as you
measurement
want.
reports, unlimited roof
Okay,
inspections.
so that makes a little sense
Yeah.
there. Because
Yeah.
the average report is what? Canadian. It's like.
Yeah. So if you are looking at ordering an average premium roof report,
So these are premium reports always.
So
Okay.
so the drone report is a drone to measure report, and it's a little bit different than a premium roof report, but it's pretty close to that. And the average cost of a premium roof report made around 40-50 Canadian, but with this drone, 1,000 Canadian, you get to do unlimited. So even if you're doing 5 jobs a day, for example, your pricing can come down to 10 Canadian for a roof
okay.
report. So that's the benefit of having this drone. And other benefits, like you get very ultra high resolution imagery of the roof, of every single inch of the roof, uh, and you can do a lot of different things with that.
So remember you were talking to me because when you first showed me the drone, I was super impressed. But it automatically shows damage on the roof. You were saying,
Yeah.
so I could detect shingles missing, curling. It will automatically take those photos and submit in the report.
Yeah, so I'll touch base upon that. So the way our Assess drone program, the name of the software is Assess,
Okay.
and the way it works is where you can do a standard job inspection or you can do just a measurement inspection. So if you're doing a measurement inspection, all it takes is 3 to 5 minutes for anybody to just let the drone fly, take some pictures, come back to the home, sync the media, and you're good to go on the other side.
Wait, so it's 3 to 5 minutes.
3 to 5 minutes per job.
And that's per
per
how?
job. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's quick then.
It's very quick. And if you are doing a standard job inspection, which includes the measurement as well as the damage detection part of it. So the way we name as a damage detection is the drone is the Assess platform is somewhere where we have a machine learning algorithm, and there is a normal shingle and there is a shingle which has some anomalies on it, an abnormal shingle. So the drone software can detect all those anomalies.
Oh, I see. And we'll take a photo for it and then submit a
Exactly.
report.
And you get to see all those anomalies on a roof with the heat map, which facets are more damaged. You can zoom in and you can basically select the anomalies that you're seeing as a damage and go after the damages.
That's insane.
That's
That's
insane,
awesome,
yeah.
dude. That's great. You showed me one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then the next question I gotta ask there is the lead time for this report. So I go to a customer. Okay, I did an estimate today. I go to the customer house. I pull the drone out. I wow them with the automatic flying around.
Absolutely.
How long to get the report?
Yeah. So if it's a measurement job, right now as I see, it's taking 2 to 3 hours.
2 to 3 hours,
to get the report back. If it's a standard job inspection, roof measurement with a damage detection part of it, then it might take an average of 4 to 5 hours.
4 to 5 hours.
But we are trying to bring it down, as we speak. This is a new thing for Eagleview. It's just launched, last year. And just like our roof measurement reports, we started with 2 to 3 days, and now we are at 2 to 3 hours on an average. So we are definitely planning to bring it down further.
So I gotta ask you another question. There is that. So I guess the goal is to improve the timeline. Is it automated by computers, these reports, or is it done kind of half manual, half human?
Yeah.
And with AI technology happening, we're
Yeah. So, like, the one thing that Eagleview has always maintained is to have a very strict quality check, and we might have some automated processes like artificial intelligence and stuff, but we always have somebody manually looking at it. And,
okay.
and
So
then
that's why it takes so long. Because someone's
and that's
actually
why-
looking it over.
Absolutely. And for every job, every roof and every jobs can be a little tricky sometimes. Not all roofs are simple, and so it does involve somebody looking at it and working along with technology to make it successful.
So another thing I was gonna ask you there too is, I'm sure everybody's asking, is how accurate is this?
Yeah.
You said 98% last time, but is
Yeah.
it really 98%, or is the drones taken to 100% now?
Actually, I was myself surprised to hear the first thing, but our Eagleview Premium aerial roof reports are actually more accurate than the drone reports.
Really?
Really,
So
yeah.
the drone, it's just more of a show then.
So
It's better the aero shots.
it's not about the quality of the shots. What happens is the way we generate reports. That's what makes a difference. All the drone is much more nearer to the roof and capturing much more clear imagery.
Details, yeah.
But Eagleview aerial roof reports has a lot of different art and pattern to it. So it's like you are having a camera systems at a particular angle on the airplane, bottom part of the airplane. You're capturing it a system where the way you want to capture it. That technology is much more evolved. The process is much more evolved, and we have patented tools that can make sure that every single time it's consistent. With the drone, it's difficult to control that kind of process.
Yeah.
And although we are trying to replicate the similar process with the drone as well, but our aerial premium roof reports are much more technologically evolved and are much more accurate as of now as compared to drones.
So what's the drone now? Like 80%, 88?
So the difference between a premium aerial roof report and versus a drone to measure report, if I talk about, it's not going to be too high. It's going to be within the range of 2 to 3%.
2 to 3%.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not that bad. It's
Exactly.
still in the 90s, high end.
Exactly. It's still above the benchmark of 95%.
So the next question I was going to ask you there, because I know you guys are integrated with other companies like SumoQuote. You
Yeah.
know, like SumoQuote's a tool that we use here, professional roofers, and it's great. It pretty much takes our old-fashioned written quotes and actually puts it in a digital format, and then we can email the customers. It's great for insurance jobs or reports for commercial properties. You guys are integrated to that too as well, or
Yeah.
similar software.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked this. Sumo Quote is a tool that has has been making waves since last 2 3 years. I can say that.
Yeah, I love
Uh,
SumoQuote.
it's
Honestly,
a
it's
it's
really
a
good.
fantastic tool, and the thing I love about Sumo Quote is uh, it's not only for the large roofers. It can actually make even a small roofer look like a very large roofer.
It gives the professional
It
feel. It
the
does.
when even a small roofer who can generate their proposals and show it to the homeowners, via Sumo Quote, and when the homeowners look at such a professional looking, amazing looking proposals, they don't feel like they are getting a quote from a small roofer. Basically, they are like, oh wow, this might be a $500 million company submitting a quote to me. So Sumo Quote has kind of bridged that gap between a small and large roofer, and has as increased efficiencies in every different
100%. Yeah.
yeah. And we guys have integration with Sumo Code. We have fantastic integration with Sumo Code, as where anybody who on the Sumo Code platform itself can order Eagleview, and the Eagleview roof measurements, all the data for the measurement reports, the haze, rifts, valves, whatever the measurement data is, everything automatically gets populated on Sumo Code, and the estimates can be generated instantly.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I know in SumoQuote you can add the hip price, your shingle price,
Yeah.
and then with the technology of Eagleview, you can integrate everything to SumoQuote, and then you get
Exactly.
an automatic quote on the
Exactly.
spot right there. And you
Exactly.
can submit it, which is I find that fascinating, to be honest with you. Because again,
Yeah.
it just gives that professional appeal, and with the reports too, especially for insurance jobs.
Yeah.
Another thing I was going to touch base with you was how long has SumoQuote and Eagleview been, I guess in a partnership or in a
Yeah. I think I joined last year, so I'm not entirely 100% sure when this all thing started. Our partnership started with Sumo Quote, but I do know that we have been working very closely with Sumo Quote right from its beginning, and we have a great relationship all along.
And then I was going to ask you, so is just SumoQuote your partnership, or like who are you guys aligned with? Like, you can integrate Sumo with, sorry, not Eagleview with.
So we have the top notch partners in industry right now. We are integrated with Job Nimbus, we are integrated with Job Progress, Acculinks, Estimating Age, and then we have some integrations with top distributors like Beacon and their platform like Beacon Pro Plus, which is about to come in Canada this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Eagleview has always been at the center of the technology, where big CRM companies look forward to partner with Eagleviews, and Eagleviews looks forward to partner with them. And at the end of the day, we have one goal of which is helping roofing contractors increase their efficiency. And we have done that across North America. We have a lot of success stories, and maybe I can touch base on one or two of them here. And the companies.
Yeah, sure, man. I'd love to hear some. Like, give us some
Yeah.
some stories, man. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Let me start from story locally. For example, there's a company, Deluca Roofing. You might have heard about it. It's in Hamilton area, and they used to have I guess 3 or 4 estimators in the past.
Yeah.
And last year they started using a CRM called Acculinks, and with the Acculinks they were trying to do is like they were trying to accomplish the work of an estimator. Basically, by implementing technology, they don't have to hire an extra person on the team, but still still do the job of of an estimator, and still getting more quotes out to the customer in a quickly and efficient manner. So there's a fantastic teamwork there, where Acculinks is integrated with Eagleview, and then Beacon as a distributor is supplying materials to them, making sure that they get their materials every single time reliably in a safely and efficient manner. So what I have discussed with their owners is that, by the way, Dave is the guy, super nice guy, Dave Pratt. What Dave was mentioning last time when I was there was that with the AccuLinks, they did not have to hire another person on the team. Every single time they get a lead, the Eagleview's platform is integrated within AccuLinks. They order Eagleview comes back in a couple of hours, and all the data within Eagleview automatically populates, and their estimator get before even going to the site and meeting the homeowner, they have estimates ready in their hand, and when they go show up prepared with such detailed estimates in
Oh yeah,
hand.
it's a wow factor.
It's
Come
a
on,
wow
these
factor.
guys,
It's a wow factor. They're the first ones to hand out the estimate.
make
to
them
the
look more
homeowner.
big, professional.
Exactly.
Because what is roofing? Because roofing is a sketchy industry.
Yeah.
Roofers kind of have a bad name, and it's sad, but it's true because I don't know. I have never met anyone that's had a good image of roofers. It's the honest truth, So when someone comes to your house with a detailed report, that professionalism, here's the photos of your house, here's the detailed measurements, it gives them kind of that, I can trust this guy,
Yeah.
that reliability to go with this guy. So I think it's great. Another thing too I want to touch base with you was, because we're talking about roofers here, what other benefits does Eagleview have for roofers?
Yeah.
I know you guys are partnered with insurance companies too as well. Insurance companies use you
Mm-hmm.
as well, right? Or
Yeah. Insurance companies. I think they again, Eagleview is a verb within insurance industry as well. Like every time there is some insurance related claims, storms, some natural calamities happen. Uh, Insurance companies trust Eagleview, where there's a roof, order Eagleview, and they the roofing contractors order Eagleviews, and
is that all insurance companies in Canada? Do you know that for a
so
fact? Or?
yeah, so majority of the insurance companies, I'm not sure about all, but majority of the insurance companies use us.
So the benefits of using Eagleview is that you can automatically use software that's integrated with insurance companies.
Yeah. Insurance companies use Xactimate as their tool. And Eagleview has integration with that as well.
Oh, so it's perfect, man. It's hand in hand.
Yeah.
So as a roofer, like, what are the benefits of Eagleview? Like, plain simple. So accurate reporting, efficient quotes.
Yeah.
What else would you add to that?
Yeah. So I want to take a step back, and I want to ask you as a roofer here that
Shoot, yeah.
Yeah, right from the process of you getting a lead and then you closing a job, what are the things involved for you to basically, what are the things you guys do, and what are the steps you guys do? And I think that's going to answer a lot of different questions about why Eagleview is important. I would like to understand a typical roofer's process right now. Maybe you can share your process. Start with your process, like what do you guys do right from the stage of getting a lead till the time you close a job, and even after closing the job, what do you experience? What are usual experiences on an average with any roof materials that you order? Regarding the wastage, and maybe you can reflect on some of our experiences here.
Yeah, 100%. So I think us as a company, again, the Canadian market's a little bit behind, right? But we're a very old school mentality where we get the lead naturally, through now it's Google, referral base, direct target. And then the estimator will go manually to the house, do the measurements manually on the roof, come down, we'll give the quote to the customer, talk it over. We have a roof buying guy that kind of explains the process of roofing. Our key is education. That's a big key. In the last couple of years, we kind of integrated now to using drones and trying to be more tech savvy, and then we started using Sumo Quote. Really trying to bring technology into our industry, make it more efficient, more faster. So before we were using Eagleview, I used drones to measure roofs, do reports manually, and as well use the GPS to measure the roof. But again, it was never that accurate. But now I see that using Eagleview, it's a lot more accurate response. My bone to pick with it is the time. Takes some time, so you get to book in advance. But to get an accurate quote, show the report to the customer, using Sumo Quote, it does give that professionalism.
Absolutely.
Because roofing, as a homeowner, you get 3-4 quotes, and they don't know the side of us. They see our website, they see us, but all the roofers look the same to them. Yeah. So the difference is we look different,
Yeah.
So when I come there with that detailed report, going with the aim of education, because I have to explain things to the customer from the underlayment to the starter strips to ice and water to the shingles. I kind of give the customer a whole this roofing university, quick, 10-minute talk. And with the report on that, I think it gives them like a lasting, like, these guys are really professional,
Yeah, yeah. You guys are really professional. Your
You
name
know.
is Professional Roofers.
It's nice, professional roofers. Well, as I say, we want to keep our name and keep the status there still, because we've been here for over 30 years now.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of referrals from previous customers.
Yeah.
But the new customers want to see us and they want to say, listen, I come with a tablet, I come with a drone, I come with reports. It leaves that lasting impression afterwards. And that's how a lot of times I score our jobs.
Yeah.
You know?
I think you touched a lot of great things on what you mentioned there. I would like to ask you a follow-up question.
Yeah,
on,
sure,
like,
man. I love it. So I've been drilling you the questions. Give me some questions. Honestly, I've just been here nodding my head. You're hanging out, right? So
yeah, no, sure. So in terms of, like your guys doing the traditional way of maybe, going on the roofs, measuring roofs by hand, and then you ordering or quoting on the basis of that, and you ordering on materials on the basis of that, have you experienced scenarios where the measurements are off, and how often does that happen?
Well, I don't really measure by hand anymore. Back in when I first started doing the estimating side, it was with the wheel, and you walk around the house and you measure the sides of the wheel, and then you measure the pitch and you give it approximate. And yeah, it wasn't super accurate. And then we started using GPS measurements of the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So we would measure the square footage, and based on the average pitch, I'll be able to calculate the bundles. But again, it's still, maybe 3, 4, 5 bundles short sometimes.
Gotcha.
But now with the Eagleview, and we're going to start integrating in our process now, I think it's pretty accurate in the bundles. Still, we always bring an extra bundle or two more in case something happens. You never know, right?
So I'm really glad you mentioned that, because that's what I hear from most roofing contractors. Like, they think 3 to 5 bundles is pretty normal to have that as a wastage. But if those 3 to 5 bundles can be brought down to 1 or 2 bundles.
Well, yeah, bundles are expensive too,
bundles are
right?
expensive.
So the price for one Eagleview, I think it does make sense. If you look at that long term.
Exactly.
And that's a really good upsell to tell roofers too, right?
Yeah.
So, like, one bundle is pretty much an Eagleview report, so you get more accurate.
Exactly.
And I do see the benefit, because I have some jobs where, mansions where it's 3,000 square feet, and there's like 500 square feet is 1212, and then the 700 square feet is 612, and then you have a valley. So in that sense, there it's kind of good to have. It's just faster.
Exactly.
To measure that off, it's a bit of work. We did churches too, and it's like, oh god, this is effort. So I do see the benefit of Eagleview. I really do.
Yeah.
Another thing I was gonna ask you back is, because I know Eagleview has other competitors. What difference you guys from other companies similar to Eagleview?
Yeah.
I know those other companies are cheaper.
Yeah.
Why you guys the go-to?
Yeah, I think the same question is for every contractor relevant right now. Is there will be always a cheapest roofer on.
There's always be a cheaper option. There's always
going to be cheaper.
There's something cheaper than me, cheaper than that guy, and there's anything cheaper than that guy. But the
Exactly.
lower you go,
you don't want to be the cheapest roofer.
you don't want to be the cheapest roofer.
Exactly.
But what differentiates you from the other guy?
Yeah. So, Eagleview has been the pioneer in starting this industry.
Just the first one, number one.
Just the first one who did all the groundwork, all the hard work, and invested pretty heavily. And we have good important patents surrounding to this technology that we have. And then we are flying aircrafts, which is not a joke. Like, we're having more than 130 airplanes in our
That's
fleet.
nuts, to be honest.
That's nuts, and there's a lot of investment that goes on that.
And that's your own aircraft.
That's own
you
aircraft.
Pay everything.
We pay everything. We do everything about it. And then, why do we invest so much heavily? Is because we know that there is no other way we can get accurate data for you guys.
Yeah.
And if accuracy is important for roofing contractors, then this is the best way to do it.
So are you saying that other similar companies that you guys use GPS, they're using planes?
Exactly. The cheaper options that you come across is most of them are using satellite images. So as you know, the challenge with satellite is it's very much away from Earth's surface, and you cannot rely on that data, which is so far away, not clear at all.
So they're not as accurate as you do.
Not accurate at all. So, and if accuracy is important for you, and when I say accuracy is important, like even a difference of 1 square on any roof.
Oh yeah, it's a
Can
2-3 bundles more,
two or
right?
three bundles, and not only on the back end side of it, but also on the front end side of it. It can make you win or lose a job. Basically, a difference of one square, a quote difference of maybe 250, 300, $400 can basically make you win or lose a job.
Well, it hurts. Yeah, it does. And it's such a, especially this year, it's a competitive year, right? So you
Absolutely.
want to be accurate in the pricing because
Absolutely.
know.
So there is a lot of benefits of integrating Eagleview in the process. Like, people look at the initial cost and they think, oh, Eagleview is $100, and oh, it's too much, too large a cost for me
Oh,
to
yeah.
use on every lead. Well, first of all, it's a myth that Eagleview is $100. If you actually drill down, and if you have the volumes, Eagleview can be as low as maybe 40 Canadian, 50 Canadian on average.
that's a premium one, right?
That's a premium roof report I'm talking about. And if you go with Bit Perfect, then it's even cheaper. So the point here is that every contractor should explore. They should explore whether Eagleview is helping them to be actually more and more accurate, giving tighter estimates to the homeowner to make them look more professional, and then and does by doing that, are the estimators having more confidence in facing the homeowners, where they know that, okay, they are down to the down to the inch in terms of measurements.
Oh, yeah.
They're down to the dollar, basically. They can be very confident when dealing with the homeowner, when there's negotiation going on or closing a job. And if increasing confidence can lead to closing more jobs, then that can happen with Eagleview. And then obviously, when touching upon the number of bundles, once you order materials, once you get a job, you order materials. You also want to make sure that you're not short on the bundles, or you don't order
100%, yeah.
too much more. So Eagleview can give you that kind of reliability, accuracy every single time you
So
order a report.
another question I was going to ask you, 'cause I know using Eagleview, what happens when there's trees involved? Some houses in Toronto, you come by, it's covered in trees. You can't really see the whole roof.
Yeah,
What do you guys do in that application there?
yeah. So that's that.
So there's some reports that can be done.
Yeah, if so, while we prepare our reports, the airplanes that we fly, there are two different aspects to it. First of all, we try to fly in the season where there are less leaves on the trees.
100%, yeah.
So that way we
Spring,
can
fall.
exactly that way we can capture better images, and then our quality process is where if we have almost 80 to 90% coverage of a roof,
Yeah.
then we are good enough to generate a roof report. It doesn't have to be 100% every single time.
But you should submit the pitch in there.
Yeah. So and then Eagleview also has different kinds of reports. Like, let's say if in case we can't do a premium roof report at first, then we are not sure, then we ask customers to verify the pitch on the site and give us that pitch information, and then we can give you an accurate Eagleview measurement report. Now that's called Eagleview 2D report. So that happens, and also now we have an alternative. So for example, if there are too many trees, or if Eagleview does not have coverage in the areas, then a customer can fly a drone, Eagleview drone, and can get measurements.
So another thing I was going to ask you, because I know roofers how to think. Like, oh, the report didn't work. Are you going to charge the guys still, or the guys who will not get paid for that? So I give somebody, if I get a report and there's trees around and the report comes, you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Would it still be a charge?
No. If we,
Oh, that's a great question.
yeah.
I know roofers. They're gonna be like, "Oh, it didn't work. I don't want to pay for it."
Yeah. So if there are trees, and if you're not able to, if we just basically reject and we can't do the report, then you are not going to be charged.
Oh, so you have a rejection.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. That's
and
great.
let's say if it downgrades to 2D, and then you reach out to us, hey, I don't want this report, then we always refund in that case as well.
Oh, so you guys are pretty easygoing. You're pretty
Exactly.
good. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. And the last thing I was going to ask you, and this is like my last question for you, is because you see the American side, you see the Canadian side. Where is roofing going in Canada in terms of technology? Or you think we have a lot to learn? We have a lot to grow still, or like
Yeah. So if you compare US and Canada right now, like,
it's nuts. It's a big
it's
difference.
a big difference. I think we are
Like, in what
almost,
sense? It's like
I think we're almost 5 to 7 years behind.
no way, really?
Yeah.
Why?
It seems like that. Like, if in last few years, in especially in last decade, in the United States, we have seen companies implementing CRM. We have seen companies using Eagleview integrated with CRM. Companies moving towards some other models where just to see how they can increase efficiency. That kind of awareness is what I see is kind of missing in Canadian contractors as of now. They look at the initial cost and they're like, no, this is not for us. But they don't go deep beyond it and see if they can do that and implement the technology and scale their business. If that kind of awareness and a growth, forward growth looking scenarios develop within the Canadian contractors, I think it's going to make them at par with U.S. contractors.
That's the one thing I agree with you, because I know roofers, right? And I think roofers, I don't know, in my experience in Canada, they don't really look long term. They're all focused on doing the job to job. I get referral based. There's no real side to grow. It's all paper.
Yeah.
We integrate a CRM in our system. We use Eagleview, use some code. We're trying to evolve.
Yeah.
A lot of guys don't have that mentality. It's a very, you see a lot of roofers in Canada.
Yeah.
It's a very, my dad was a roofer. It's all referral based. I get my leads from referral. I'm busy all year.
Exactly.
I have 1-2 crews. It's
exactly.
Us. We have over 150 employees, 26 crews.
Yeah.
And we're still growing.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish there are more roofers like you guys, but it's the reality. But while there is a challenge, there's a big opportunity.
100%.
And I think Canada is the next big opportunity for anyone in the construction industry. There's a
100%.
lot of growth coming, a lot of houses being built on, a lot of population moving in Canada now. We just crossed 40 million, so I think Canadian market is going to evolve. It's
just slow.
It's a little slow, but it's people are going to catch up, because if they don't catch up with technology,
then you fall behind. Yeah,
they will fall behind, and it is proven, with technology, roofers can not only survive but they can also thrive.
100%.
So I think technology is the way to look up to.
And this is the aim of the podcast is here, is to kind of we want to help other roofing companies in Canada kind of get to that level. Help a room thaw. We have next week we're interviewing ICO reps here and talking about new update shingles. We're bringing you guys on here as well to talk about new products and technology. And thanks for coming in again, Bhavik. We really appreciate you coming inside here, saying your side of the U.S. and Canadian market.
Yeah.
You have any last tips to give anybody here before we go? Or?
Yeah. So I'll just touch base on one thing, that Eagleview in Canada is different. Has been a little behind than Eagleview in US in terms of our coverage, but Canada, as I mentioned, is a huge opportunity. We are investing pretty heavily here every single year, and we as a company, Eagleview, we're looking forward to a lot of different new things. We have our drone now in the market, and I think in I cannot for certain say things about 10 years. It's too much in the future. But I think in the near future, we're looking at implementing artificial intelligence, a lot of machine learning. We have our drone now, and the drone right now we have it for residential. Soon we're gonna have it for commercial.
Okay.
So we are doing a lot of different new things.
So AI. Sorry, I'm so touched about the AI, because I know everyone's talking about ChatGPT and all this AI.
Yeah.
How is AI going to come into you guys? Is just everything be automated?
Yeah.
Would that improve the lead time for the quotes and
exactly,
reports?
Exactly. I think the use of artificial intelligence is going to be a big contributor to basically improve on the lead time.
And it's so quick right now. It's in a year, technology evolves so fast.
Exactly.
So do you think in the next year the reports will be a lot faster and they'll be more detailed now, or?
Yeah, it's the premium roof reports that we have is as detailed as it gets. They're the gold standard. Everybody loves it. I don't think so there's any need to get it more detailed. But in terms of improving the lead time, or in terms of having some other version of report, which is like instant quote.
That's why I want. That's the sales.
That's where I think the enhancement is going to happen in the future. And that's where we are looking up to. We're implementing AI, machine learning, a lot of different important new technologies that have come into the picture. Eagleview has always been at the forefront in hearing from different roofing contractors what they are looking up to, hearing from the industry what new trends are coming, and then we have come up with a way of implementing that and solving problems for you guys. So I think we are definitely implementing AI, and there's a lot of new stuff and cool stuff coming in the future with Eagleview. Just look into that.
Hey, dude, I'm super excited for that. Again, Bhavik, thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
And doing this podcast with me, man. You're the first guy that we're interviewing, so
Yes. Thank you, man.
I hope it was a good podcast. I don't know you've ever been a podcast before, but this was fun. I had a great time doing it, right?
Same here, man. Same here.
So anyways, we'll be back, guys, next week. We're doing weekly updates. Again, next week we're going to do an ICO rep as well. And if you have any questions...
Yeah, if you have any questions regarding Eagleview, just don't assume that Eagleview is expensive. I think that's pretty relative, the word expensive. I'm your guy. I'll be happy to give you good offers, good discounts. You I think you can have my contact details for this podcast. I'm your
Do you have a
guy.
LinkedIn we can add
Yeah,
in
yeah,
here
you
or
can.
social media?
Yeah. So
Yeah, sweet. So we'll add
I'm on
them.
social media. I'm on LinkedIn here, and obviously with this podcast, you will get my contact details as well. Feel free to reach me out. I'm your guy. I'll be able to help you out and make you guys more efficient. Thanks.
Hey guys, well this is Roof Talks, and yeah, all the best.